Well, hello everyone. I'm hoping this isn't horrifically out of date, but I did find some stories for today that I think are quite interesting. Hopefully they're reasonably evergreen, and I couldn't imagine this one gets struck down before that, and if it has, you wouldn't be hearing from me anyways, because I would have pulled it and hastily made up another video for the day. But what we have here is another instance of the senators trying to do something when it comes to big tech. What is this one? Well, it's not quite as thorough as what Josh Hawley was doing. It's not even close to what Bill Hagerty was doing. Like, Josh Hawley, he just wants to burn all of big tech down. Just get them to fucking start all over again. He wants to go in there with a big old antitrust. And then you got Bill Hagerty. He's like, hey, everything looks like a common carrier to me. Why don't we just fucking strip them all of responsibility and just let those fucking kids go wild? I think that's probably a good decision, but you started off with trying to burn everything down. And you had Bill Hagerty just trying to kind of sew up the wounds. And then you have Amy Klobuchar, which I was a little bit fucking sus when I first seen this. But then you had good old John Kennedy hop on this bandwagon as well. So, you know what? It made me perk an ear to it. And I kind of like it. Even though this is more or less like putting a bandage on a fucking bullet hole wound. But you can kind of take what you can get, and if they want to build on this, that's fine. And because it has bipartisan support, it means that there's actually going to be some legs under this one. Let's see if it goes anywhere. Let's see if it doesn't, but it involves big tech trying to be held accountable, trying to make everything just make a little bit more sense to the layman, because that's important. Who are the primary users of all this stuff? Well, that'd be just the everyday man, of course. So make it more accessible to them, make them know the rules a little bit more. Hopefully we can build on it from there. I kind of like it, but we'll see if you guys agree. In an increasingly rare act of bipartisanship on Capitol Hill, Senators John Kennedy and Amy Klobuchar are co-sponsoring a measure to strengthen the privacy of digital customers. The proposal, the Social Media Privacy Protection and Consumer Rights Act, you should probably try to shorten up that title, it's not quite as catchy, could fundamentally change the legal landscape that currently allows social media giants such as Facebook and Amazon virtually unlimited access to and use of individuals' data on the internet. It's common sense that people have the right to data privacy, and that right does not evaporate when someone logs onto their social media platform, Kennedy said on the May 20th statement announcing the proposal. Yeah, exactly. And if this was just an Amy Klobuchar idea, I'd be a little bit more hesitant, but in looking through it, I kind of like it. Social media companies have a duty to protect their users' data and to offer quick solutions when a breach occurs. The Social Media Privacy Protection and Consumer Rights Act would strengthen users' control over their own data and better protect their privacy. Klobuchar just cackled from the fucking backbench and made sure none of her wine spilt out of her tumbler. In their joint statement, the senator said that social media and other online platforms routinely capture users' behavior and personal information, which then use to help advertisers or other third parties target those users. Yeah, you probably don't know it, but right now, Facebook leaks on the reg, but they also sell all your data, whatever you put into Facebook, to advertisers out there, because remember, if you sign up for an app and it's free, guess who's the one being sold? Exactly. Thanks for subscribing, by the way. Google does it. Facebook does it. YouTube does it. Well, it's a subsidiary of Google, so I shan't be redundant. TikTok's owned by CCP, so do I need to explain any of that? But every single online platform snaps up your fucking data and sells it to the highest bidder. That's why you always get some sort of tailored ad on whatever device you're using, whatever you're logged into, right? You could just be thinking about something. Oh, I'm thinking about buying some new shoes. And then all of a sudden you'll start getting ads for shoes. Or if you peruse a menu online, say you're looking at a new place, you're going traveling, just think back to the olden days, 2019-ish. You're going to a restaurant, you want to see what the local fare is, who's got what, and yeah, okay, we're going to go to this restaurant because they have Greek food, okay? And you just sit on it and you fucking enjoy the feta cheese. It smells better than some of my ex's box. And then all of a sudden, in a couple of days later, you're going to start getting different ads in your phone from Google or whoever your search engine du jour is, tailoring all the ads specifically to you. It's annoying, it's effective, and more importantly, it's your information that is being sold without you being properly compensated for it. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not that I have anything to hide, but I don't like that door being cracked open just a little bit, especially to the government, because you give them an inch and those motherfuckers will be dragging you behind a truck before you know it. Unregulated access to key consumer behavior data has driven the internet to become the most powerful advertising and communication platform in the world. The Kennedy-Klobuchar proposal. See, that seems so much better than the whatever it was, social media and other online platforms, security, and fucking Where's Your Manager Act. Kennedy-Klobuchar proposal would limit the access by requiring firms doing business on the internet to, and here's what I liked about it, okay, give consumers the right to opt out and keep their information private by disabling data tracking and collection. Number 2, provide users greater access to and control over their data. Number 3, require terms of service agreements to be in plain language. Yes, I like this one a lot because there is so much legalese in this type of stuff, right? Because the most prominent case that immediately comes to mind is Parler suing Amazon Web Services over the fact that Amazon Web Services effectively killed Parler by kicking them off the platform for just about a month or so because of a breach of terms of service. And the only way that Parler was allowed to, effectively sue Amazon was because they had a lawyer decipher the terms of service. And that is not something that everybody has a ready or efficient access to. Not everybody has gone to law school. Not everybody understands the ins and outs of a terms of service agreement. I'm definitely guilty of it, and I'm sure you are as well. Not trying to just lump you in order to make me feel better about myself, but I've definitely scrolled through my fair share of terms of service agreements, and that's not something that I just fucking want to have to do for 3 fucking minutes just so I can go in and watch a video or post a picture on something. Who fucking cares about that stuff? Make it concise, make it specific to your platform. Don't just backload it with a whole bunch of fucking legalese shit, okay? Make it easily accessible to the people that you want to have use your platform. Okay, cool. If we copacetic, that's good. How about ensure that users have the ability to have access to any personal information that has already been collected and shared? Yeah, because you might be startled. Your hair might turn white. You might have that Tulsi Gabbard strip drop down from your fucking skull if you see what these platforms are shipping out without your knowledge. Mandate that users be notified of a breach of their information within 72 hours. Offer remedies for users when a breach occurs. And finally, require that online platforms have the privacy program in place. Yeah, and I'd love this all to not be couched in the fact that a platform can just deny you service if you want to use their platform without them having the right or ability to sell your information. Some people will just be like, yeah, cool, whatever. I'll just fucking hand over all my search data. If you want to know where I live, if you want to know where I frequent regularly, you can just go ahead and have that information. I just want to hop on here, and I don't have a care in the world because I'm a fucking moron. I don't want them to be able to flick the switch to the access if you don't want to consent to just handing over all of your browser history. I hope that that's the case, but I also highly doubt it because it is Klobuchar after all. And like I was referencing earlier, Josh Hawley has his Bust Up Big Tech Act of 2021 and then Bill Hagerty's 21st Century Free Speech Act. All of those do different things that I like a whole lot better, like a Josh Hawley statement. Woke big tech companies like Google and Amazon have been coddled by Washington politicians for years. This treatment has allowed them to amass colossal amounts of power that they use to censor political opinions they don't agree with and shut out competitors who offer consumers an alternative to the status quo. It's past time to bust up big tech companies, restore competition, and give the power back to American consumers. I like it. I like it a lot, but it's highly unlikely to happen because it's just him, Ted Cruz, maybe Kennedy. That would be about it. It just wouldn't have any weight on the other side until, the Republicans ever get back the Senate and that there's actually some worthwhile Senate Republicans, because that is a very small list. And then, of course, we've been over Bill Hagerty's proposition, which I would definitely prefer because these big tech platforms are starting to look a lot like telephone companies. and public interest facilities. If you guys want to use it as the public space, if you want to designate different political accounts online, you have gone from being a private platform to a public information distributor, and you should be treated as such. I don't know, that's just what I would think, but hell, they can barely distinguish their editorial policies being enforced on their different platforms, and their content creators, they don't know that that is in fact being an editor, being a publisher, and you should be affected by the effects of a 230 because of it. But no, they can keep saying that they're a platform, even though becoming less and less like a platform by the day. But because they say nice things and that they fund the right party, they can go ahead and run roughshod over everyone. So I think because this has at least some sort of a bipartisan support to it, it's possible that it could pass. Do I think it's likely? Probably not, but it's always important to cover this type of stuff because this affects everybody. And if you don't think it does right now, just give it enough time and it definitely will. With that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.